Take a look at news making headlines beyond our borders, where thousands of protesters flooded Zimbabwe's streets demanding Robert Mugabe's resignation today in a movement organized by the independence war veterans and backed by the ruling party barons and the army.
The mass turnout came after an unprecedented week which saw the army stop brass seizing power and putting Mugabe under house arrest in response to his sacking of Vice President Emmerson Mnangagwa. It was a stunning turnaround for Mugabe, who has ruled Zimbabwe with an iron fist since 1980. Veterans of the Liberation War who had previously supported Mugabe had called for the gathering, which saw marchers rallying in Highfield, a working-class suburb of Harare, with another demonstration staged in Bulawayo, Zimbabwe's second city.
We all felt that it was time, and no matter how comfortable we were in our places of refuge, what we really needed to do was to fix our country. And so we're very, very excited about what has happened. You know, some people may be squeamish about the idea of military intervention, but Zimbabweans were left with no choice.
We are here in support of our army who stood up for us. It's taken a long time, but someone had to do it, and they did it for us.
A symbolic location Highfield was, where Mugabe gave his first speech after returning from exile in Mozambique ahead of independence in 1980.
He must go. For us, young Zimbabweans, he must go.
I'm very happy. Today is like independence to me.
Such an open display of disloyalty would have been unthinkable just a week ago, as dissent was routinely crushed by security forces. In a statement released on Friday, the army said it fully supported the protests. There was an atmosphere of celebration among the crowds, with protesters cheering the soldiers and stopping to shake their hands. And Zimbabweans living in South Africa say they are optimistic of a better nation.
I think it creates new opportunities. There's opportunities for a better Zimbabwe. It all depends on what is resolved within the next coming weeks, and I'm hopeful, quietly optimistic. Hopefully something will come out of this.
We've in many ways lost 2 decades of development across all spheres. 2 decades of development. We're one of the worst performing modern economies in history. So our goal, or our desire rather, is to change all that, you know. I think we've had single leadership since 1980. And that leadership has obviously run the country into the ground. So our goal is that leadership can now change the narrative of the Zimbabweans' future.
Mugabe enraged many Zimbabweans when he failed to resign, following talks with the army's top brass on Thursday, with sources suggesting the veteran leader was buying time to negotiate an end to his 37-year reign. He appeared publicly for the first time on Friday at a pre-planned graduation ceremony in Harare, further stoking speculation about his resignation. Their seizure of power appeared to be the climax of a dispute over who would succeed the veteran leader. Before being pushed out, the vice president had clashed repeatedly with Mugabe's wife, Grace. Both had been seen as leading contenders to replace Mugabe, but Mnangagwa had the support of the armed forces, which viewed Grace, a political novice, with contempt.